What's up, guys? It is time to do the summer makeup inventory. I do these twice a year, once in the winter now. So I will leave a playlist down below of all of my inventory videos. I started doing this maybe like a year and a half ago, so definitely check it out to see how my collection has evolved over time. I'm not like a super minimalist or anything like that. I do like to have some choice. But things like eyeshadows, lipsticks, stuff like that, I definitely want to see the numbers come down. Yeah, and for the most part, I think I've been pretty good with doing that. Things are also getting very old. I don't tend to buy a lot of new makeup. If you do like this video and want to hang around, definitely consider liking and subscribing. I usually say that at the end of the video, but I don't know who's gonna make it to the end of the video. We'll see. Hopefully you do. So let's see where my collection is now and if I can formulate any kind of intention around things, and let's see where our numbers are. I'm gonna start with highlighters. I had 9 highlighters in December and now I'm down to 8. So I got rid of a palette that had a highlighter in it. So that's where my number came down, but pretty much most of them are still here. 8's a lot for me, not gonna lie. I'm not like a huge highlighter person. I don't wear it most of the time. I wear it more now than maybe I did years ago, but even that said, still don't wear it a ton. I don't wear it every single day. So this is still kind of high for me. And the pans of some of these are really big. So I don't see myself actually decluttering any of these. I can see myself finishing the liquid highlighter in the tube there. There's not a whole lot left in that one, so that's a possibility. And maybe hitting pan in the MAC one would be really cool. That was in a project last year, so I would like to see that change. 8 might not seem like that many highlighters, but for me it kind of is. I don't know, but at the same time I'm not like super passionate about decluttering any of them, so it's probably going to stay at 8 for a while unless I finish that little liquid highlighter, which that could happen, so it might be down to 7 by the end of the year. Right, let's do bronzers and contour sticks. I kind of put these into one category because I kind of use everything interchangeably. Depending on the shade, of course. I have 9 bronzers and 1 contour stick, had a bronzer and a palette, and I got rid of the palette. So my numbers came down total by 1. Now I use bronzers a little bit more than highlighters. That's kind of like an everyday thing for me. I don't think I need 9. 9 is still kind of high up there for me. But yeah, it did come down by 1. I would love to hit pan in another bronzer at some point. I don't see myself finishing any of these at all anytime soon, so forget that. Well, actually, hold on. The contour stick, yes, I can see myself finishing that at some point. I don't think it's going to be this year, to be honest with you, but that might be out at some point. And the other thing is the Betty Luminizer bronzer. That one, I'm wearing it today. It's a little odd for me. It's like glowy and shimmery, which I don't have a problem with that. I think that's pretty, but I don't like apply it in a spotty way, but it can look very concentrated in some areas depending on where like the light hits it. So I don't know if I love that for my face. Don't know what my next steps are for that, but it did come down by 1. All right, well, let's do some kind of boring categories for me. Eye primer, I still have 3, and I am trying to finish up the e.l.f. one right now. I've been using that a lot more lately. The Painterly Paint Pot, I actually have pan in that. I hit pan in that just recently. It is starting to dry out a little bit. It doesn't perform as well as it used to. That's actually an eyeshadow, but I use it as a eye primer. I haven't used it as like a regular eyeshadow in years, so that's primarily how I use that. The glitter primer I don't really use as much as I would like to. I just kind of use it if I need to, which is not too often. So that's probably going to be hanging around for a while. So that category is still the same. Then we have face primer, which is also the same. This is the CoverGirl face primer. I only have 1, and that's almost finished too. So I've been talking about, trying some new face primers. I'm curious about the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer. I've heard some good things about that from a couple people on YouTube, and I've always been interested in the Mint e.l.f. primer. Yeah, just like I'm not driven to buy them, but I would like to try them kind of a thing. So who knows, if I make an e.l.f. order in the future, perhaps that will make it into the basket. So I don't know how I feel about face primers. They're kind of like, for me, not super necessary, but I don't mind using them here and there. And this particular one, over time, I've kind of liked it more. I think it's a nice smoothing kind of primer. I don't know how well it smooths, but I like to use it. And good thing, because I'm trying to finish it. So concealers. So for concealers, I had 2 back in December, and now I'm up to 3. And these are all brand new ones for me. I did start using the the two NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop ones. I haven't tried the serum concealer by NYX yet. It has like the pinkier top, so we'll see how that one works out. And concealers are one of those things that I always have to have in my makeup collection. I don't mind having 3. I don't mind that it went up. There was actually a sale, so that's why I do have 3. And I know I'm going to use them, so I'm not mad that that number went up. That's like one of those essentials in my collection. 3 is kind of the highest I want to go with concealer. I don't really like to have a ton. And my goal was to have these last me for most of the rest of the year. So hopefully they do, because I don't really feel like buying concealer again. So hopefully I'm set for the year with those. Setting powders, I had 6 back in December and I still have 6. I am trying to pan the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder, so hopefully that will be out of my collection soon. I don't have any active plans on decluttering any of these. I think 6 is kind of a lot for me. Ideally, I'd probably only have like 1 or 2. 2 of those setting powders are in that palette. That's the Revolution Face palette that has like bronzer, highlighter, and setting powder. So I am going to count that in the setting powder number. So 6 for setting powders. That never changed since December. And now let's talk about blush. So for blush, I had 23 in December and now I'm down to 18. So I got rid of a couple. For me, this number is definitely still too high. There's some blushes that I like more than others, of course. Benefit Dallas, not sure if I want to keep that around. We'll see in the fall. I'm going to try to wear it a little bit more and gauge it, but I don't know. Yeah, it did come down, so I'm happy that that number decreased. I don't know what my ideal number of blushes is. Probably 10 or less, honestly. But yeah, for the most part, I do like these, and I find myself rotating them a lot easier now because I got rid of a couple more. So yeah, that's blush. Mascara. Mascara, I had 2 back in December and now I am up to 4. The 2 Ilia mascaras at the top there I received in a set for Christmas, so I did not buy those, but they're like little tiny samples. I'm okay with this number. Mascara is something that I use often. I'm happy I don't have to buy any for a little bit. The Milani and the Kiko mascaras are, I'm not sure how much is left in either of those. It seems like there's still a bit left in there. I've had those since November. I don't like to have a ton of mascaras, but I'm okay with this number, and especially since the other 2 are like minis, like I think they'll be fine. I haven't yet opened up the Ilia mascaras, so I don't know what they're like. I hope I like them, but yeah, I don't like to have too many open at once. I only have the bottom 2 open right now, so I like both of those so far. Mascaras are things I get through, so that's fine. My number went up and I'm okay with that. I was like not sure if I wanted to mention a face palette category because I only have 1. So for me, face palettes are multiple categories in a palette of like face products. This is the only one I have left, so that didn't change. There you go. And you saw that one in the other picture, so just throwing it out there. For foundations or tinted moisturizers, guys, I only have 1 left. The Shiseido one that I'm trying to pan, and I have 0 actual foundations right now, which is bananas to me because I always have a foundation on me. So I don't know how that happened, but I'm taking a pause on foundation right now because I have the tinted moisturizer, which is just fine. I think for the vibe of summer, I don't necessarily need a fuller coverage foundation right now, and I can kind of make concealers work as well because I blend them out a little bit and I might put a little powder on it to kind of even out the look of it. So I've been okay. I'm trying to hold out and see how I do without it. If I get a foundation right now, it's only going to be for like 2 more months, and then it's just going to sit around anyway till next year because I get a lighter shade for the colder months. So I'm probably going to wait till like fall, winter to get an actual foundation. So this is actually a little low for me. I don't prefer to just have a tinted moisturizer, but I don't think I need to get a foundation right now either because I can make other things work and that's fine. And I'd rather wait till next year maybe to get the darker shade. Brow products. So for brow products, I had 4 last year at the end of the year, and now I have 3. So I did declutter the NYX cake powder, I think it was called, or whatever it was, cake brow powder. And I really liked it, but I just felt like it was unnecessary. And basically they were kind of like eyeshadows and just taking up space, and ended up decluttering that one. So yeah, now I only have these 3 left. I really want to pan the Anastasia one because I took the stopper out and it's a hot mess. I mean, it's not bad. I can work with it, whatever, but I'd rather just like use it up and get rid of it and never take the stopper out of a clear brow gel ever again. Lesson learned. There was so much product in there though. I didn't want to throw it out with that much left in it, but now it's just getting kind of gross. So we're gonna have to try to use that up. That's a goal of mine. For eyeliner, I had 14 last December and now I'm down to 9. So that has come down by 5. And I got rid of all my gel eyeliners. I just found that I wasn't really reaching for them as much. They weren't like that big a deal for me, so I just got rid of them. And, you know, some of them were getting older, so yes, they were decluttered as well. Eyeliners take a long time for me to get through. I'm trying to I'm trying to get some usage on a couple of them right now, and, you know, even with regular use, they still take a while to use. I do like all these eyeliners, actually, I really do. But man, I wish I could get through these a little bit faster, that's all. Yeah. It's just gonna take a long time, and I've had these forever already, but I'm happy that it did come down. So at least there's that. So setting sprays, I had 3 back in December, and now I still have 3. So one I'm trying to finish up. After that, I want to finish up the Milani one because there's like teeny bit of that. The Urban Decay one I think I had last time as well, so nothing really changed here. I'm just trying to finish up some of them. And I don't like really seek out setting sprays. I kind of would be happy with just the Urban Decay one, honestly. The Urban Decay one kind of sets your makeup and kind of makes it a little bit more bulletproof, whereas the other two are more for just tying your makeup together, especially if it's really powdery, but I feel like the Urban Decay does that too, so I don't really need 3. I do like the MAC Prep and Prime a lot. I do recommend that one. It's a good one. I just really haven't needed it lately. So there are times when I use it all the time, and then other times when I don't need it at all. So it's not like a product that I need. But it is a good one. So okay, let's talk lipstick. So lipsticks, I had 32 in December, and now I'm down to 28. So it's coming down. It definitely is. Now, 28 for me is still a heck of a lot. I hope to finish a couple of my nude lipsticks this year. That would be really nice, so I can just bring that number down a little bit more. I think I have too many reds, but I also like all the reds that I have. I'm never going to use up a red lipstick. I'm just going to be real with you. Or anything that's like super colorful or brightly pigmented or whatever. I just don't use them that often, but I still like to have a couple, you know? So I don't know. It's coming down, so I can't complain, but I still think 28's a lot. And I do include lip liners in this category as well because I use lip liner as lipsticks. I had to depot one of my lipsticks into that round container, so that is still a lipstick. And I also have lip crayons, which again, I lump them all together because I essentially use them all the same way. So it came down by 4. Then we have lip gloss / lip balm, and I lumped all those together. I had 11 back in December, and now I'm down to 9. I also included lip oil in this category, which I don't think I had the Ilia one the last time I made an inventory. That was also part of that gift set I was talking about. So I did pan one of my NYX Butter Glosses, which I'm really happy about, and my Clarins lip gloss I panned as well. So that's how my number came down. The Ilia lip wrap is also new there. I used to have way more lip gloss, and I'm happy that this is down so much now, like, you know, compared to previous inventories. Yeah, and it's not a hard one for me to get down because gloss for me is easy to kind of pan, depending. I mean, not easy. I wouldn't say easy, but I can actually pan them in the normal rate, I guess, compared to everything else. So I hope this continues to come down. I do need to get a clear lip gloss, so that's on my radar. But that's not hard to do. So let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. So I had 8 eyeshadow palettes in December, and now I'm down to 5. So it came down. It's getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, that's crazy. So I did get the Naked 3 for Christmas. Someone gifted that to me, so that was really cool. So that didn't make the last inventory video. I did include the Smashbox Trio last time into my palette category, but it looked kind of weird. Like, it was so small. I'm like, I might just put this in my singles. And so you're not going to see that in my palette category any longer. It's just too tiny. If I had more like quints, trios, duos, whatever, I'd probably include it in this category, but it looked kind of weird and like a one-off type of product. So anyway, very happy that my number came down. However, I will say it's kind of fun to have more to play with. I know that sounds kind of weird coming from me because I am trying to like get my eyeshadows down. But I don't know. Like, this might be a little too low. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy it's at 5, but I don't know. I feel like there's room in here for maybe like 2 more palettes, like newer ones, you know. I could just, I don't know, a couple more would be kind of fun to play with, but I'm also like not really motivated to buy eyeshadow right now, but it's just something I'm kind of noticing. I'm kind of like a little, I mean, I'm happy because I'm going to use these so much and get more use out of them because there's less, of course, but wouldn't be mad at having like a couple of newer ones in there. But again, I'm kind of hesitant on buying makeup right now because I just want to use what I have, make some dents, you know. I mean, I never had a ton to begin with, but to be at 5 now is kind of crazy. And for eyeshadow singles, in December I had 67, and now I have 57 single eyeshadows. If you throw the Smashbox in there, depending on how you want to count that, it could be like 58 or 60 if you want to count each tiny pan of the Smashbox. Either way, it came down by a bit, so I'm really happy about that. The single eyeshadows category for me has been a work in progress for a while now. I still think this is a lot for me, personally. I think it's a lot. So now it's just a matter of exploring dupes and like doing what I've been doing, you know, rotating, seeing how I feel about stuff as I use it, and yeah, so I don't think I'm ever going to finish any of these eyeshadows. Maybe some of the pigments I might. There's like little tiny pigment samples, but I don't see myself like actually finishing any of these realistically. But yeah, we're just going to keep doing what I've been doing, rotating, seeing how things feel as I wear them, and just, yeah, hopefully whittle it down even more by the next inventory, but can't say right now how this is going to change. But I'm happy it came down. I'm happy it came down. The final category is nail polish. So if you want to count the top coat, last time I had 73. Now I have 71 colored nail polishes and a base coat and a top coat. So if we're counting all nail polishes, including those like essential ones, like the top coats, base coats, my numbers are still the same. So the base coat is actually new in my collection. I have the Orly base coat. I forget the exact name, and I'm obsessed with that, by the way, side note, because that stuff makes my nail polish last so much longer. My nail polish does not chip, so I highly recommend that one. And yeah, I decluttered recently 1 nail polish. So the numbers are still the same here. And you know what? I don't have a problem with this, honestly. Of course, I would like it to come down, but it's going to be an organic type of decrease in numbers. There are some that are dupes and some I like more than others, and there's some that I'm kind of side-eyeing a little bit and keeping my eye on. But the way I've been kind of approaching my nail polish is I just kind of use them, and if they're not working out, I get rid of it, kind of a thing, which clearly hasn't been too often since the last update. But yeah, I don't go to the salon. I like doing my own nails. Sometimes I don't even do my nails, like this week I did not, so there's that. So do I need 72 to 73 nail polishes? Absolutely not. And would I like to get this down? Of course. But it's just too much work right now. It's too much work. I can't do it. It's like a lot. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to come down at all by December, but I might surprise myself and maybe get it together and do a declutter. I don't know. But I do like doing my nails when I do my nails. So that's still the same, essentially. Love that base coat. Definitely give it a try. Game-changing product for me. All right, guys. So that concludes this inventory. Whew, it was a lot. Always is a lot to get all those pictures together. I will be making another inventory video pretty soon for all the other beauty products in my collection that are not makeup, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm really happy with the fact that my numbers are coming down, and my makeup collection is a work in progress, and I'm learning more about what I like and how I like to use my makeup and what type of products I'm sort of into right now. I'm always learning something new, so that's the whole point here. Thanks, guys. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.